Hello everyone, in this video lecture we're going to see the question starting point of a loop in linked list. What is given as the problem statement is you will be given the head of a singly linked list, and if a loop is present in the linked list then return the first node of the loop, else return -1. Like in the example given 1 3 2 4 5, you had to return 3. Make sense? And here when it's null, you had to return -1. When we had null in our linked list, that is to say when we did not have a loop in the linked list, okay? So basically, if you see, if I talk about the earlier example, 1, 3, 2, then we had 4, then we had 5, and this 5, this went to 3. So in this case, if you see, you go from 1 to 3, you go from 3 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 3 again. And that is to say, the node, the node that has been visited twice is actually the first node of loop. So basically, you have to see the first duplicate node that comes in your path. And what do? Approach number 1 is simple. Please use unordered map. And if it exists, the first node to exist already in the map on being traversed is actually your node. That is your starting point of the loop of the linked list. But here, time complexity obviously will be bigger of 1, where n stands for the number of nodes. N is actually your number of nodes in linked list. But your space complexity is also bigger of n in the worst case, right? Actually big of n in all cases, because you have your n nodes there and you see this node is present. And if that node is present already in the linked list, that means it has been traversed once. And if it is traversed twice, that means there's a loop. Because we should not be, practically, if there is no loop in the linked list, we should be going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you should never be coming to 2 again. But if you're coming to 2 again, this is the loop, right? Else it should be 5 to null. And then there's no way to come back, because we do not have back pointers. And if there is a way by which I am able to come to the node from where I started, that is only possible if I have a loop. So if any of your node is retraversed, appears more than once, that means that node is actually your starting point of the loop of the linked list. That is approach 1. Everything goes well, but the space complexity, I'm not happy with the space complexity. So now I have to work on space complexity. Now approach 2 is your tortoise and hare algorithm. Now again for this, all I would like to let you know is that if you know this well before your interview, well before you're sitting in the interview, you know it. Else you don't know it, right? What is and why are we using it? I will be creating a separate video lecture for that. But in this, we're just going to see what is this, right? We're not going to study the maths behind. We're just going to see how do we do this. Just that simple. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay? I know it's very important as to why we're using it, what is it, the behind, that I'm going to cover in the separate video lecture. It's going to be a separate video lecture totally on this. But now let's just come to this. So you have 1, you have 3, 4, 5, 2, and then this 2 comes back to this 3. So what happened? We had a slow pointer, we had a fast pointer. Make sense? Slow, okay. Slow goes 1 step ahead, slow comes here. Fast goes 2 steps ahead, fast goes here. Slow goes 1 step ahead, slow goes here. And fast goes 2 steps ahead, fast goes here. Slow goes 1 step here, fast goes 2 steps here. Slow goes 1 step here, fast goes 2 steps here. So when they both come on a central point, 1 point, I know node to exists. Now I have to find starting point of this node. What is then you know? What is then you do? You need to know this before what is that you have to do. So what you have to do? You take your any of the 1 pointer. I'll just take my slow pointer. You move this pointer. Now let's say I'll make a new list. 1, 3, 4, 5, 2. So what I have as the pointer, this is my fast pointer. Now I take slow pointer to the head. Make sense? Now I have to move them one step ahead. So slow moves here, fast comes here. On the point where both of them again collide, that is my starting point of loop in linked list. I hope it does make sense. Now let's just write the code for it real quick. Why is this, this is what I've told you how to find it, but why is, how are we able to find it, or how am I able to say that, okay, one point where they meet is going to be the starting point? What is the maths behind, what is the logic behind that? I'm going to cover in a separate video lecture, right? Here, I'm just telling you about what you need to do. So let's just write the code. Node star, find start loop. You've been given head, node star head. You move your slow to head. You move your fast to head. While fast is not equal to null, your same tortoise and hare algorithm condition, and fast's next is also not equal to null. What do you do then? You move slow by one pointer. Slow is slow's next. Fast you move by two steps. Fast is fast's next. Now, if slow is equal to fast, that is to say your loop exists. And if your loop exists, what do? You move your sorry, no need to redeclare. You move your slow to head. And then you say, while slow is not equal to fast, what do you do then? You move slow also one step. And you move fast also by one step. Make sense? Right? And then you return your slow, or you can return fast, anything, or because both of them are going to be at one point itself. This is your if condition stoppage. Then what if there was no loop? In that case, you return what? You return your node -1. That is return null. And with this, I think we're good. Time complexity, big O of n. We traversed all nodes. N stands again for number of nodes in your linked list. Space complexity, constant, big O of 1. No extra data structure has been used in its implementation. So if you had any doubts, if you want any reclarifications on anything, let me know in the comment section. Let me know through the G-forms attached. On this, the separate video that is needed out here, that I'll be doing it myself. You don't have to let me know on that. That is there on my checklist. If any reclarifications else needed, any other questions you want me to take up next, just post them in the G forms attached. And yes, if you were able to understand, just go in, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.